Buenas, buenas. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Ooh. As you can see, we have a very special guest today. Hermosa. Say hi to everybody. Hello, everybody. Of course, since it's a spooky ooky episode, she's a pumpkin. I was going to dress her up as Stitch this year because I said I wanted to dress her up as Stitch last year, but I'm a bad mom and I didn't buy her a costume, so we're just not going to talk about it. But anyways, I feel like we should address the elephant in the room. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm talking about me. Just kidding. Look at my merch! The winter cozy edition is out now. Well, when this gets posted, it will be out. I'm doing another pre-order again. So we'll see how that goes. I'm doing 3 sweaters, so it will be a black, a brown, and a beige, and then 2 long sleeves. This is a long sleeve. It has a big Café con Colu on the front, and it has podcast right here. There's nothing on the back. These shirts will be all one-sided shirts. So here's what the beige looks like. And then this is the brown. So the brown is white on beige, and then the white is white on brown. Yeah. And then for my crew necks, so I was getting a lot of ¿cómo te digo? A lot of requests for beige sweaters as well. I was gonna do a brown and beige sweater, but I was like, let me do black. But now a lot of people do like the black and the beige, so here's the brown. It is beige on white, and then the black will be white on beige. So yes, these are crew necks and they are embroidered. I was thinking of doing hoodies, and I didn't want to do a hoodie, but then after I wore my crew necks, I was like, I kind of want a hoodie, so we'll put that out in the works. So I might do like a limited edition hoodie, like in a different color or something. We'll see how that goes. But yes, guys, so if you want to know more information about how to order, sizing, and all that, just head on to Café con Colu podcast, pod on Instagram, and you can see all about it. So exciting. Anyways, so back to the spooky oogies. I had to put my microphone like this because my cuñado says I'm too loud and it sounds funky. So we're gonna try this ASMR. Just kidding. Anyways, so on today's spooky oogie episode, on this part, I wanted to talk about like scary movies, scary stories, anything creepy. So that's what we're gonna do. Last year's episode, I filmed it with Adrian, and then we said, oh, next year we're going to film it in a cornfield. Well, since it rained so much, the fucking corn was ready to pick in like August. I'm like, what the fuck? So, and I live by cornfields, so that was a no. And then he can no longer film for reasons, which we are okay. Love you. Still my favorite. So that's that. So we're just going to do this episode, just me and my little doggy Runesky. She's probably annoyed that I keep moving her around, and I forced her to wear this, but she's fine. Anyways, see? She's cozy, she's rosy, we're good. So, guys, did you guys know that the first ever horror movie, I guess I should say, was a Chainsaw Massacre? Texas. Because everything's better in Texas. Ya me falta una ida a Texas. Like, I'm long overdue for some Houston, for some Ojos Locos. If you guys never been to Ojos Locos and had the wings, I never thought their wings were going to be fire. Their wings are honestly, oh my god, sorry, my eyes are already. Honestly, one of the best wings I've ever had in my life, and they're delicious. The micheladas are delicious. I just like going to Ojos Locos. And I know a lot of people be like, oh my god, I would never let my man go. Shit, I'm gonna go with my mans when I have one, because who doesn't want to see titties and ass either? And while you eat wings, like, come on. Anyways, so the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the first ever movie to come out. It was in 1974. That is a lot of years ago. And they created 9 movies. Like, that's insane. When I was writing this down, I wrote it in a piece of paper, like old school, because my iPad was charging at the moment. So we're just going to read off my little listita. So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the first one with 9 movies from 1974 to 2022, sorry. I fucking dyslexia, if you guys haven't noticed that I'm a fucking idiot. And then like the next series of movies was the next one, which was The Exorcist. That was in 1977. Right? Yes. Yeah. The Exorcism movies, and then that has 5 movies. And then I think after that was the Halloween movies with Jason. Ooh, from 1978 to 2022, and now has 14 movies. And let me tell you, Jason, why do I? Michael Myers was literally the first ever, like, I guess, personaje que, like, would scare me. Like, Jason wouldn't scare me. Freddy didn't scare me. I don't know why. What was up with Mason? I'm cutting. I'm done. I don't know what was up with Michael, that he scared the shit out of me, even though literally he was in a jumpsuit and like white mask. Like, I don't know what it was that Michael Myers literally freaked me out. He doesn't scare me anymore, but he did scare me. And embarrassing story time. I remember I was watching Halloween Halloween Resurrection, right? Yeah, Halloween Resurrection. And Tyra Banks is in that one. And then he kills her in that movie. And I thought it was for reals. That I was so scared that he killed her that the next day I had to make sure she wasn't dead, and she wasn't. So there, guys, don't worry, Tyra Banks is alive. You guys like my cute little mug? I got it at TJ Maxx. Don't worry, there's just coffee in there. I drink my coffee like I like my men, a little brown. And then I didn't really write the movies in order, but I know the next movie, like movie series, I should say, was the Amityville House horror movies. And that fucking thing from 1979 to 2017, I think it was the one that had the most, right? Hold up. Let me do a quick scan. Yeah. 15 movies. Like, that's insane. 15 movies. And what's interesting is that, so anybody that knows about like the Amityville houses and like terror and stuff, there's a saying, well, there's not a saying, pero dice que that it was all made up and they only did that to like make money off the movie, like off the house, I guess. None of whatever they said happened. So it's like interesting. I've never seen the movies of that series. I need to really catch up on my scary movies. For like 6 years, I have not watched scary movies because I refuse to. First of all, I refuse to watch them alone. I will not watch a scary movie alone. I'll watch them with anybody, but I do not watch scary movies alone. So I have not watched literally a scary movie in like 5-6 years. So I have a lot to catch up in the last 5-6 years. But yeah, so that is on my list as well. And then yeah, it's just crazy to think like all these movies. I know one of the movies I really, really, really want to watch is the Poltergeist movies, because I've seen TikToks, I've seen videos, I've seen all this stuff that in the first Poltergeist movie, that like after like while they were filming it, or after they were filming algo así, like everybody got haunted, like creepy stuff started happening, just like how they said like when they did the first Exorcist movie. So like it's like creepy, like what do you mean? So I have so much to catch up on. But then there's so many movie, I guess, like series that I didn't know. So there's like there's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hills Have Eyes. I didn't know they had more than 4. Well, they have 4 movies. I only thought they had the 2 from like earlier, but I guess the first one was like in 1977. So I didn't know they went that far out. Hellraiser, it has 11 movies. I don't know. Candyman has 4 movies. I didn't know Candyman was a movie. I knew it was like a thing, like Bloody Mary, like you scream it out, you scream it in the bathroom. So I heard that también eso era with Candyman, but I guess there's movies about it. Child's Play, which is the Chucky ones. Never seen them. Like deadass, like nunca me han dado like, oh, let me watch them. So I've just never watched them. So maybe I'll watch them. Hannibal Lecter has 3 movies. The Puppet Master has 13 movies. Never heard of it, but they have a lot of movies from 1989 to 2018. And then The Exorcist, Amityville Horror, The Poltergeist, Scream, Jeepers Creepers has 4 movies. Saw has 10. Ooh, classics. The Finalist and Mushin movies. When I finally watched all of them, I was like, I never want to leave my house. That was the original 2000s movie because that first one literally came out in 2000. My favorite, when I tell you guys, these are my favorite movies, like movie series ever. The Paranormal Activity movies. Oh, there is there's 7 of those. They came out from 2010 to 2021. I literally love these movies so much. I remember, of course, I wasn't old enough to watch them when they first came out. I think when the first one came out, I watched it at home with my sister, and then after that, her and my cuñado would go watch them. So I'm like, I'm on my way to go watch them too. So me llevaban because they were all of age, and I wasn't. So I always felt cool because I'm like, I already watched the paranormal movie. Thank you. So yeah, those honestly, I wish they kept making them. I love them so much. There's one, the Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. It's like the Mexican one. I always say that it's like the Mexican because it kind of is. I think that one's honestly my favorite one. Not gonna lie. And then the newer movies that we all know about, like Insidious, The Conjuring, Annabelle, The Nun, which well, The Conjuring, Annabelle, and The Nun, they all like intertwine anyways. So there's that. I think does Insidious intertwine with them too? I don't know. And then a movie that I heard that scares the living shit out of people that I really, really, really want to watch. It's a series of movies. It's 11 movies from 1984 to 2020. It's The Children of the Corn. I heard those movies are fucking creepy. So, I don't know. But yeah. You know what, guys? Honestly. You know what movie scared the living shit out of me, too? Okay. I don't know why. There's like certain movies that I'll watch over and over and they don't freak me out. And then there's other movies that literally will creep the shit out of me. So one was, of course, the Halloween movie. If you guys have ever seen The Haunting in Connecticut, you guys, when I tell you that movie is literally the creepiest shit ever. I at first when I was looking at scary movies, I thought I was like I had imagined that movie because I could not find it anywhere, and so I literally had to write it and like Google it porque no me salía. Te digo, so I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did I just think that I watched this movie when I didn't? But no, it's a real movie. Long story short, a couple, you know how every scary movie goes. A couple bought a house. It was a nice house, and then I don't want to spoil it, but creepy shit happens. You know, like every other scary movie. So that was that movie. Dead Silence scared the living shit out of me too. The one with the ventriloquist dog. If you scream Mary Jane or Mary Joe or whatever, she would come and cut your tongue off. Yeah, that one was creepy. And The Haunting in Connecticut fucking freaked me out. Some honorary mentions that I asked on the Instagram for you guys to tell me what your guys' scary movies were. Signs. Did you guys? Oh, so if you watched last year's episode, me and Adrian did our little tinfoil hats. So the aliens want to come after us. But now that they're really, I mean, they've always been real. Do you guys feel like the government just said that just to cover something else up? But I don't know. Write your comments in the comment section. Thank you. Yeah, Signs was freaky. Let me tell you, freaky deaky. It was like in the early 2000s. So yeah, that movie was creepy. Someone said Smile. I haven't seen that movie, but I heard that one was freaky. Pope Exorcist. My coworker keeps mentioning that movie, and I'm gonna have to watch it, but I'm not gonna watch it alone. So if anyone wants to watch a scary movie, I'm Abby's son. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know why I love that movie, and I think I love it because it was on my birth year on 1997. Pet Cemetery. I heard those ones are creepy. Like The Purge, The Human Centipede, Leprechaun, The Ring, The Grudge, The Boogeyman, Happy Death Day, Ready or Not, Turf, Sinister. Ooh, I didn't like that one. Which one's Sinister? Now I remember. Do you guys remember the Sinister movies? Yeah. I think there's only like 2 of them. The Orphan. I've never watched that one. Do you guys think that really was a real thing? That like case in like New England or something, that the girl lied about her age and she was like a full grown woman, but she kept saying she wasn't. I don't know. You guys let me know. The Babadook. I never seen them. I've always wanted to watch them too. Talk to Me. It just came out and I want to go watch it so bad. And then yeah. And then I mean anything that has to do with clowns, I will never watch them. So like the It movies and all that, that's gonna be a negative for me, Ghost Rider. But yeah. Now that um I'm all alone in my basement, right? I mean my parents are upstairs. But I'm scared. I mean, you know how dogs can sense things? She hasn't barked or anything, so I don't think. I feel like this house is haunted. Hold up. Well, I don't think this place is haunted. Ghost, don't worry, I love you all. I'm scared. My sister always says she thinks the house is haunted. I know for sure my last house was haunted. For fucking sure. It was creepy. I remember, so you know how they say like strict parents create sneaky kids, and then that you can tell like which one of your parents is walking by the way their feet sound. So I remember this was like in, I don't know, I think it was like in Head Start or something, and me and my sister had a sleepover, so I slept in her bed or whatever. And the way the house was laid out was her room was like right here, and then the kitchen was like her room was like behind the kitchen, and then my parents' room was like at the front of the house. I don't know, the layout was really weird, and then the bathroom was like behind the kitchen, the other side of the kitchen. I don't know. Anyway, so I remember this very, very clearly. Me and my sister are laying down, whatever, and then we both wake up, of course, and then we hear footsteps, and then we're like, "Oh, it's my dad." So whatever. So we wait. We hear the like que fue al baño, and then but we don't hear any flushing. We don't hear the door opening. Like we heard it close and everything, but we don't hear it opening. We're like, "What the fuck?" So we get up and we see no one's in the bathroom. We're like, "Okay, that's fucking weird." And then so then we go with my parents, and then they're both like just laying down, and we're like, "What are you guys doing there, buddy?" And then they're like, "Nothing." I'm like, "Did you guys just get up?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, And ever since then, I feel like something like awoke in me that I got freaked out. I'm literally so scared. I'm looking around everywhere because I'm scared something's gonna pop up. So if you guys are watching this YouTube video, it looks like I'm tweaking. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was fucking creepy. Y luego, yeah, so creepy. Pero after that, like, I feel like when I was younger, no me, like, I wouldn't see things as much anymore, but I've always gotten sleep paralysis. I haven't gone in a while, you know. Yeah. Oh, that was me. That was me. No. Yeah. Soy yo. Hey, no es nada. Yeah. I'm gonna retell my stories about like when I was younger, pero so I remember what my first creepy dreams were. I fucked up. I remember one, I was in my parents' room, like I was sleeping of course, but like if I was on time, I was just sitting in their room, and then a spider like comes out of the wall. So I'm like I don't know where the fuck the spider came out, but I still remember the story very well. So it comes out and then it goes to the sala, and then I'm telling you the layout was weird. So it was a sala and then my parents' room. So when you walked in, it was like you turned left to the room, and then if you went straight, it was a sala. So then I left my parents' room to go to the sala, and then the spider turns into like this woman spider, and then like my mom and my sister in the kitchen, and then I'm screaming like, "Come save me! This woman spider's trying to attack me," and nothing. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And that's when I realized that I was having sleep paralysis. And then after that, this is why I'm deathly afraid of clowns. I literally fucking hate them. Pero then I had another dream that I was sleeping in my parents' room. I don't know why I was always sleeping in my parents' room in my dreams. And then I wake up and then I just see a clown just standing there staring into my soul. Into my fucking soul, you guys. Are you done, Barky? Sorry for the little Barky Roonies. Anyways, yeah, the clown was staring into my soul, and after that, I've always been so scared of clowns because it's fucking creepy. What the fuck? And ever since then, like, I don't know. Y luego, so I mean, like I said, I've always had sleep paralysis. It's always been such like a creepy experience. I fucking hate it. Like no matter where, and I thought it was like me only in my house. I've gone to places like if I go on trips and I'm, and we're at a hotel, I still get it. If I spend the night at my friend's house, I still get it. If I do this and that, so it's like I feel like it's just something that's always like followed me, I guess. Porque no nomás era en mi casa. Like I've gone it here at this house too. Um, and I fucking hate it. And then I I've never seen anything, thank God. But my mom always said that she would always see like an older lady at our old house, and like she didn't seem like no harm, but she would just vibe. But so I'm like, And then at this house that we're at now, my mom and dad both have seen somebody. My sister just hears noises, like they fuck with her door. She hears footsteps all the time, and like all this and that. And my room is on top of her room, so she can always hear me when I'm like, I get home from work, I get home from going out or algo así, and then she'll be like, shut up, or like, stop making noise, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not even home, and it's like, I'm not even home. Creepy, spooky. So yeah, I feel like shit like that is fucking crazy. I think the parts that scare me the most is when like they like the little creepy things like jump on me. They've jumped on me a few times. Well, I think one of the last ones was maybe like 3 years ago. I was in bed. I woke up and I felt it next to me, and I was like, "No le pongas atención," like whatever. I go back to sleep. I wake up, and of course I wasn't fully awake, pero me levanto, and then luego me agarra. I'm so scared, and it grabs me by the feet. And then I'm just like, don't, no le pongas atención, like it is what it is, like don't pay attention, don't pay no mind to it. Well, I think the little demon thing got mad, so then on the third round he jumps on me, like it's super, like I could feel him like on me, like they go, like he was like literally like on me, and then he just starts whispering my name, and I freaked the fuck out. I woke up, I didn't make the bed, I nothing, I just left, and I was just like, I'm not going back to my house, to the house. I was like, fuck this, we're not doing this. It was so creepy. But yeah, so like it's a lot of like scary shit. Like no me da miedo because I've lived through it, but it's just fucking creepy. And fuck anybody that's ever done brujería on anybody, because you're a piece of shit. And tanta envidia que le tienes a la puta gente que tienes que hacer las chingaderas, vete mucho a la verga. Thanks. But yeah, guys. I wish this episode was more entertaining or more spooky oogies, but it's not. It's just me talking to you. So yeah. Do you have anything to say, Chubbies? Honestly, I don't know. Hold up. I might bring something out of my ass. Let's see. So, I've noticed again, not a lot of people know about this story. Te digo, I've been told this by multiple people all the time, and it's about. I like to talk about it because it's fun, and I did talk about it in my last episode. But now that we have new fans, I love you guys. I'll bring it up again. So this is a story about when the devil showed up in Denver. I'm gonna tell you kind of like the shorter version, but pretty much, long story short, if you guys ever are driving on I-25 and see like the really big building, it's like really like cylindery building, and it's really tall, and it has a mural to it. Y tiene un mural de like two people or something, I think. Y like the colors are like bluish and like orangey así. So I mean, if you drive on I-25 enough, si lo vas a ver de que estoy hablando. But so yeah, so there's that. So I guess like this was like in the 90s, and it was un baile or whatever, y luego de repente entra a very handsome man, of course, because he always has to be handsome. It was a very handsome man that walked in, and at that time, at that baile, they had a mechanical bull. And like any normal person, they get knocked out right away, right? Well, knocked off, I guess. Anyway, so this man got on the mechanical bull. Well, he danced with a couple girls y todo eso, and then he got on the bull because he's like, oh, I'm gonna get on it. No lo podían tumbar for anything. They could not knock him down. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like they just couldn't. And then one of the times when like they turned it up max volume, and then se le cayó la bota al güey. So, when his boot fell off, he had a hoof, right? A hoof, is that how you say hoof? So he had a hoof as a foot or as a whatever. So yeah, and then everyone's like, what the fuck? And then I guess the lights turned off or whatever, and then once they turned back on, he was gone. and they said that it was like a sulfur kind of smelly like smell or whatever. And I've heard that after that, like everyone evacuated and everyone, like they're like, oh, era el diablo and whatever and that. And then the second ending to that I've heard as well was that the girls that he danced with, they all ended up in the hospital or something. And then they all had like scratches on them and shit, and then like they couldn't explain like what happened. But I don't know which ending makes more sense. Um but yeah, so that's that story, which I always find it so intriguing because it's creepy. Like, well, not creepy, but it's like, there you go. Like, I've literally heard this story multiple times. Ask any Mexicans out there. Oh, I guess not Mexicans, but mostly. Oh, any Latinos out there. Ask your parents about the Denver Devil in like the 90s and tell me that I'm not crazy. One of the okay, I talked about this in the last episode too. Well, last year's, and it really freaked me out because I thought it was creepy. Anyways, so long story short, había un show que se llamaba. I just deleted these notes too. Let me see. Okay, guys, apparently I don't have it, pero it was a story about el episode the show was called La Mano Peluda, and it was hosted by this one guy. I can't remember the name, sorry guys. But it was hosted by this one guy, whatever. And one day he gets this creepy call about this dude like, "Hey, I got this, like, I have no money, like I'm poor, whatever, like I need help." And then that he got this call from this dude que le iba a ofrecer todo, que le iba a dar todo, todo, todo. And then he's like, what do I do? Like this and that, like, and the dude told him that the only way for him to get his riches was to sacrifice somebody. And he's like, no, like, tengo miedo, no quiero hacer eso, whatever. Of course, his greed got to him. He ended up sacrificing somebody. So long story short, this man sacrificed his grandma to, so he could be, like, rich and famous or whatever. And then, despite the story, the host of the show, like, decided to talk to him, like, invite him, like, to do, like, an episode or something. And what was creepy is that the guy that sacrificed his grandma, saludó a todos con la mano derecha. So he... Hi guys. So when I was filming the last episode, well, this episode, the first part, I guess, my phone just died in the middle of filming. So I don't know, it's fully charged. So with that being said, we're just gonna cut the episode a little shorter, skis. But yes, guys, thank you so much for always watching. I love you guys for listening, for tuning in, for liking my posts, for supporting me on this merch. And yeah, don't forget you can listen to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you can see my beautiful face on YouTube. Bye!